Wow, Ryan Garcia teased he had some big news. He links up with Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo. Yeah, keep running your mouth. Trainer, DJ, a.k.a. Derrick James, Texas. Wow. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. You see pictures of Derrick James, Errol Spence, and looks like new stablemate, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia says he had some news that he was going to announce this Thursday, and as scheduled, he posted this. It says, "New beginnings. Thank you, Derrick James and Errol Spence, for allowing me to join the team. Time for the return." Now, you know, I love it. Shout out to Ryan Garcia for joining a great team. I think after his loss with Gervonta Tank Davis, a change was definitely needed. And I think Ryan needs to work on some of the fundamentals. And that was evident. I picked against Ryan in the Tank fight. I picked Tank to win via stoppage. I was 1,000% right. I think, that being said, I also think Ryan Garcia has some natural ability and natural talent, and he can foster that if he's willing to work. Because there's some things that he was doing good, you know? If he uses his height, if he develops a strong Texas jab like his now stablemates, Errol Spence, "Hey, stop that cat, man, there," or the Charlo brothers, then he's going to be a handful. He already has explosiveness. He already has power. He's young, you know? He already has the image and the branding and the following. So none of that is needed. What is needed to me is the development of the skills. And Derrick James, who better? He's like one of the greats that is doing it right now. And I think that's a great link up. I posted that on Ryan Garcia's page. I thought it was a dope link up. Now, I've known Derrick James for years, interviewed him, and I ain't had nothing bad to say. I think this is the best choice. Ryan Garcia, he was saying previously that he was considering going to Eddie Reynoso, back to Reynoso. And my thing is this, that didn't really make sense to me because, for one, Eddie Reynoso, his stable hasn't been looking the greatest. You see Eddie Reynoso, when Oscar Valdez stepped foot in there with Shakur Stevenson, he looked like a fish out of water. And not to be rude, but I didn't really hear any impactful information coming from the corner from Reynoso on how to deal with a terrific fighter like Shakur Stevenson. I didn't. Same thing in the fight with Bivol and Canelo. You know, if anything, Eddie Reynoso told him to run and, you're tired, so just survive and stuff like that in a fight where he was losing and he needed to do something big. So I didn't really see that being a good fit. You've already worked with him. It didn't work. You worked with Goosen. It didn't work. And I think Reynoso's also more of an offensive trainer. Like, you got different types of trainers. Guys like Reynoso, Robert Garcia, and Freddie Roach, I think they train you in their style. And those three, particularly, to me, have more of an offensive outlook. Derrick James, former fighter as well, just like Freddie Roach, just like Robert Garcia, I think he's more cerebral. He's a guy, he's like a thinking man's coach, similar to like the Virgil Hunters of the world. And for whatever reason, you never see Derrick James yelling and kicking and screaming and losing his temper. He's always pretty chill, level-headed, somewhere in the middle. And I think Ryan needs a disciplinary and somebody who's more militant like a Derrick James, where at least my perspective, I look at Derrick James as a no-nonsense type of person. Now, he doesn't really have to do things by force. It looks like his fighters respect him enough to kind of just listen. But I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to be able to get away with, TikToking and not training, not showing up when you're supposed to, stuff like that. The other thing I like is, I don't know personally Ryan Garcia's situation, but if you're training with Derrick James, you probably have to train in Texas because he has so many other fighters that he's working with, Frank Martins and Errol Spence, Jamel's, and I think Marcus Brown, stuff like that. So you probably have to come to him. So I think getting out of the LA scene, the San Diego scene, where I live in Cali, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the Bay Area, but still, it's a lot of glamour and glitz and stuff in LA and Southern California. So there's a lot of distractions versus if you're away from home, I think that would serve Ryan Garcia well. And I must say, regarding Derrick James, with the new additions, and I ain't talking Bobby Brown, the new additions like Anthony Joshua, if he keeps winning, and guys like Ryan Garcia, I mean, he's developing a hell of a roster and a hell of a stable. So I'm really happy to see Derrick James get big fighters. You know, he's already had big fighters, obviously, with Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo, Frank Martin, someone I'm checking for. But just to continue to see his stable grow is going to be interesting for me. So I love it. I like the link up. And to me, I'm not going to say Ryan Garcia was exposed per se, but there were vulnerabilities to me that were exposed. And I think he really can tighten them up, and he should tighten them up, especially if he's moving up to 140 pounds. I'm the best in the business. Let me know how I did in this video.